welcome you all to this wonderful moment with the Lord. Since the quarter, we'll be going through the book of Daniel, and our topic for the week is captioned From Lion's Den to the Angel's Den. What a topic! I know you've not heard about it before. The resource person for the week is no other than Elder Kingsley Ubani. This lesson is coming to you through the Sabbath department of Seventh-day Adventist Church, Abba help us. I wish you happy listening and blessed moment with the Lord. Thank you.
Happy Sabbath, Sense of God. This is another special time to look into the summary of our lesson for today, which is captioned From the Lion's Den to the Angel's Den. And we know that right from time that there have been many heroes of faith. The heroes of faith, or you call it the Hall of Fame of faith. And I'm here to tell you that being a hero of faith does not mean that when you escape death, that you are a hero. Even those who died courageously are heroes of faith, just like Stephen. This morning I want to tell you about the 7 points where this lesson is resting, the 7 pillars of the lesson. This is what we are talking about. The first among them is faithfulness. Faithfulness. And faithfulness and integrity goes together. Daniel had an integrity because Daniel is a man of upright character. The faithfulness of Daniel extended even to the lesson, the memory text of the lesson. The satraps and the counselors, the princes, they all gathered to find fault against Daniel. But Daniel was faithful in his dealings with people. So what we are saying here is that Daniel was faithful to God, and your faithful to God extends to other aspects of your life. So faithful to God is a very good virtue which Daniel cultivated. Our faithfulness directly impacts in other areas of our life, in your leadership, in your dealings with other things in the villages and the society at large. So the need for one as a Christian to be faithful is very, very important in whatever we do. Daniel applied not only faithfulness, he was accountable to the people, and he was using some administrative concept, effectiveness and efficiency. And that was why the king, Darius, picked Daniel as one of the people that will continue to administer in the kingdom, in Medo-Persia kingdom. So what we are saying here is that faithfulness is a virtue that must be cultivated by a Christian. Another important pillar, though it may not be a positive aspect, is jealousy. Jealousy, as the lesson describes, is one of the first sin in heaven. When Satan coveted the position of Christ, coveted the position of God. So what we are saying here is that jealousy is a sin that leads to incremental level. Incremental in the sense that jealousy leads to conspiracy, and conspiracy leads to persecution, and persecution leads to death. So what we are saying here is that jealousy leads the people, the other governors, other administrators to conspire against Daniel in order to bring him to death. But one thing we should be sure is that jealous mind is not good for someone who calls himself a Christian. Remove your mind from anything that will put jealousy in your life. Don't allow jealousy to reign in your mortal mind. So, do you allow jealousy to dwell in your mind? As a Christian today, remove jealousy from all your dealings, obedient to God. When the decree was passed, Daniel went into his house. Daniel was totally obedient to God. He did not abandon God. He did not say because a decree has been passed and that he should abandon God. Daniel was obedient to God than being obedient to man. A law that is made by God and a law that is made by man was standing staring in the face of Daniel. But Daniel said, it is God first. I will believe in God. I will obey God rather than obey the law of man. So what we are saying is that Daniel was totally submitted to God. He totally submitted himself to God. He refused to obey the law of man, the carnal man, and obey the law of God. So obedience to God is very, very important in our life. let's come home here. Let us draw the lesson home. It is good to obey the law of God rather than man. Daniel was living a living testimony of those who choose to not to disobey God, but who choose to obey the law of God. So the decree was that nobody should petition another God for 30 days. Nobody should pray to another God for 30 days. But Daniel said, no, I must obey my God. I must continue with my prayer lifestyle. So the fourth pillars of this lesson is fearlessness. Fearlessness. When the decree was signed, today, if you bring the context into our main situation today, people will be afraid and say, people will be crying and continue to make one connection or the other to one authority or the other. But Daniel said no, that he must connect himself to God. Fearlessness is not an absence of fear, but for you to be courageous in whatever you do. Daniel was very, very courageous in his dealings. He removed fear, but continued to pray to God. So his petition continued, and Daniel exercised some level of fearlessness, some level of courage, knowing that the God he is serving will definitely deliver him from the lion's den. So the decree cannot be changed. That is one thing that can create fear in someone. The decree cannot be changed. That is one. And another thing that should have created fear in Daniel is that the penalty is that you must be thrown into the lion's den. Definitely, Daniel saw those things and know that he was a target. And Daniel removed those fear in him and continued to petition to his God. So, are you having such situation in your family, in your village, in your office? Have people conspired against you in one way or the other? What we are saying is that you should be courageous. Put your trust in the Lord, and the Lord will definitely deliver you. Even if he didn't deliver you, you are a hero of faith. You are a hall of fame of faith. So the fifth point of this lesson is prayer. Daniel was praying 3 times in a day. And they know actually that Daniel cannot abandon his faith. The 3 times in a day was maintained by Daniel because Daniel normally climbed to the upper chamber looking towards Jerusalem to pray to God and say, God of heaven, your children are here. Definitely what we are saying is that Daniel maintained his prayer life. What we are saying today is, what is your prayer life like? Are you connected to God in prayer? Do you honor God in prayer? Prayer is the key. Prayer is the master key. Jesus started in prayer and ended in prayer. So what about you, brethren? What about you, my friend? What about you, a Christian? You need to pray to God always. Daniel was praying 3 times in a day, and God did not disappoint him. Daniel maintained his devotional habit, but continued in his customary practice. The way he used to do. So Daniel did not abandon what he has been doing because he is in exile land. He is a captive. Daniel maintained that prayer lifestyle, and God delivered him. So I urge all the Christians, Seventh-day Adventist members, even non-Adventist members, to maintain a prayerful lifestyle and get connected with God. God will continue to deliver us. Honor. The 6th pillar of this lesson is honor. When you honor God, God will honor you. Today, if you are appointed into a political position, how do you use your position to honor God? Daniel used his position to honor God. Daniel said that he will never give any credit to any other God except the God of heaven. You know that the world is passing through a transitional period from one power to the another. But Daniel is firm. Dare to be a Daniel. Dare to stand alone. Dare to have a purpose firm. Daniel used his position to honor God. So, where are you? Where is your office? Where is your position in the society? Do you use your position to honor God? This is the question that is staring at our face today. Daniel honored God with his position. Deliverance. The 7th important pillar of this lesson is deliverance. So what we are saying is that Daniel, despite the situation they created in order to bring him into contempt with the decree of Medo-Persia, just to make sure that nobody will petition another God for 30 days. Daniel remained faithful. But at the end of the day, when Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, God delivered Daniel. Amen? God delivered Daniel. Amen? Daniel was not hot. A conducive environment, instead of being a lion's den where wild animals are kept, Daniel entered into the angel's den, a place of safety. This is what we are talking about. God delivered himself and also Daniel. So what we are saying here is that deliverance will always come to you. Even if it didn't come, you are a hall of fame, hall of fame, of faith. And you are a hero of faith. So, brethren, this is a brief summary of today's lesson. And we need to use it to build our life, to plan our life to enter into that glorious kingdom. May the Lord bless all of us in Jesus' name. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, my viewers from across the globe. What a wonderful lesson from Lions Den to Angels Den. I'm sure you learned a very big lesson from there, especially the prayer life of Daniel. It's a remarkable one. For you to be like Daniel, you have to create a relationship with your Maker, and that relationship will turn hard situations around for you. Thank you all for being with us today. Stay tuned till next week, and as you stay tuned, may God bless you in Jesus' name.